back. Hello, everyone. I'm sure
Hi,
all of
Shalini.
I sendiri masuk bakul, I sendiri angkat. So I'm sure everyone is this. Isn't it, Ajit?
Yes, yes, yes. And how are
Yay.
you, Shirin? You okay?
I'm doing great. Fabulous.
Good. How are our audience doing? Do let us know how are you guys doing. Do go to the comments, okay? And Shirin, it feels like forever since we last came back online. Our
Yeah.
last episode was some time back. And for everyone else, welcome and welcome back to our show.
Yes. We like to welcome everyone to HR TV, your go to online talk show for everything latest in HR. So let us know who is with us today and where you're from because we cannot see if you don't say hello. So please say hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're logging in from. But
Yeah,
you know what?
we want you to
Yeah.
interact with us.
Correct. Then it'll be more fun. So, uh, first, actually, I have a question for the audience, something different today. If your company announces a surprise reward, right? What would get you most excited? Why don't you guys drop a comment in the chat box, and I will probably also ask this along the way as more people get excited about the topic that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, I get excited, Shirin, because Deepavali is around the corner. So my company may announce something for Deepavali as well. You
Deepavali
know,
angpao
so I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes you don't get ampao, you get muruku. You get small goodies and all that. But for Raya, we give out. So different organization may have different way of rewarding their people. And now it's a festive season. So coming back to that, Shirin, before we move on to the topic, I want to know how is your Deepavali preparations?
Mm, well, we today we got several murkus and Deepavali gifts in the office. Some of our partners sent to us. So I was just telling my team, can you believe it? In my house, there is not a single murku, not a single of that flour cookies. The very yummy one.
Yeah,
What
that's
is the
called
name?
achi murku.
Achi
Achi
murku.
murku.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then there is no semia. There is nothing. I'm just
Oh,
starting to plan. This morning, my maid complaining already. Why nothing? So we have to buy some, and yeah, I'll be having a small, only a family gathering lah. I find that celebrations now are a little bit more smaller, unlike when we were young. Hari Raya was like besar-besaran. We go to our neighbor's house, our friend's house. Chinese New Year, Deepavali, but now I find it a little bit more low key among family members. Is that right?
sort of. I would agree. I also keep it low key, especially like Diwali will be on low key. But I will probably invite one or two of my friends just to get the hype of doing things a little different, And
Mm.
so maybe,
I,
but
I am
again,
your
low
friend.
key, not big crowd.
I'm your friend,
Huh?
and also all our
Good.
HRTV HRTV people are all our friends too. So just remember when you're inviting that
Yes,
one or two
they
friends.
are all invited to my house. Come over.
I just invited
Open
everyone.
open invitation.
You
Like
got yourself.
Mahadum, throw me out.
That's how
Okay,
I'm going to.
anyway, let's go
By
back.
the way, I'm going to
Let's go
put
to
this clip into LinkedIn tomorrow, so we'll invite more people.
No, that's why I'm cutting it short now. Let's move into the topic.
Smart move, smart move. Okay.
Okay, back to our topic. Today, Shireen actually asked all a question to ask the audience a question. What if your company announced a surprise reward? What would you get? What would get you most excited? Okay, so why are we asking this question? Because today we are going to talk. We're going to explore a very interesting topic. It's about reward and performance. Are we getting it right? So it's an element in HR that is very popular. Okay, so stay tuned with us till the end of the session, and we will uncover whether we have been doing reward and performance management right all the time or not. Okay, so grab your lunch and do interact with us. Do tell us what are you having for lunch, where are you dialing in from, and do say hi to us as well. Okay, we have some hi. We have hi from Joyce and Siti Haniza. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. So nice to have you all on the show. So, for those tuning in for the first time, let me share a little bit about our show. So, it's called hashtag HR Intervention, commonly known as HRTV, is an online talk show presented by Compass Mind Asia, a renowned corporate training provider. So, if you are a HR or an L&D manager and planning for your trainings, maybe for this year or next year, do drop us an email at training@compassmind.com. We also have Nasharian. Nas
Hi, Nashar.
Nashharin. That's a very nice name. I must say
Yeah,
hi. Yeah, let's
Nasbi.
continue. So
Sharon
the email
Nasbi.
is
Okay.
in the ticker below that just went off. So remember, drop us a message. All right,
Yeah.
Ajit.
In our previous episodes, we have engaged in discussions with HR experts covering wide range of topics in related to HR and also career development, including managing workforce burnout, succession planning, talent management, and the future for works, and many, many more topics in the past sessions.
You're right, Ajit. In case any of our audiences missed any of the past episodes and wondering where you can find them, well, do check out our YouTube channel, which is Shireen Kelly, basically mine lah. Shireen Kelly, which is put on the ticker below. But remember, not now. Don't leave us now. We want you. We want to be interactive. We want to hear lots from you guys, lots of questions. So make sure you go to the YouTube later. And if you're wondering whether you're in the right place, I can assure you, yes, you are, because this show is for everyone, including HR managers, directors, even if you're a C suite or a business owner, or anyone even seeking for a job. So trust me, you're in for a good treat today. Oh, Audrey also has joined. Hi, Audrey. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Audrey. Okay, as always, we want you to be interactive. We want this show. This show is all about you. So please do drop us a comment, drop us a hi, drop us what you're having for lunch, drop us where you are dialing in from. And as we go along in the conversation, you can also drop in your comments. You can also drop in questions later on. Okay. So before we move on, if you have not met me, my name is Koljit, but I go by the name of Ajit. That's my nama manja. I'm a HR practitioner that's been practicing HR for the past 25 over years. And with me, I have got the lovely Shireen Kelly.
Hi, yes, I'm Shireen Kelly, the Managing Director at Compass Mind Asia, and I'd like to welcome all of you to HR Intervention, HR TV, Season 5, Episode 9. Ooh, we're back
Welcome
again.
back again.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. Well, let me introduce you about our speaker for today. It's none other than Zain Azrai, who is a seasoned HR professional, currently serving as a Vice President of Rewards and People Management, Human Capital at Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera (LTAT), a statutory body under the Malaysian Ministry of Defence that invests and manages military personnel pension funds. So he is the guy to talk about the topic for today because of the amount of experience that he carries. Well, with over 2 decades of experience, Zain has honed his expertise through various roles in HR consulting, in firms such as Conferry. I think you guys have heard of Hey Group previously, and Kin-centric, as well as HR operations at prominent organizations including QAP, KPOC, and also UEM Agenda, all these big names in the market, isn't it? His dedication to optimizing human capital strategies and his proficiency in managing total rewards underscores his commitment to ensuring employee retention and attraction. Zane's leadership and strategic vision, why is my tongue twisting? Continues to drive LTAT where he is at now towards achieving its business objectives. So please help me give a warm welcome by giving hearts and claps and welcome Mr. Zain Azrai.
Hello, hi Shereen, hi Ajit.
Hello, hello. How are
Hi,
you?
welcome Zain. We're waiting for his screen to pop up. And I know why your tongue is twisting, Shireen, because you need to eat muruku.
I think so. Since it is the Diwali season and I haven't got
Correct.
any, haven't been eating any yet. So,
Hey.
Zain, you got mulku or not in your office?
No, I don't. She sent us some over. I love Morocco.
You do. Okay, Ajit, you know another
Welcome.
friend.
Yes. Who doesn't like muruku?
Yeah, it's
That's
a
Okay, anyway,
really
thanks
easy
for
snack.
joining us. Yeah, easy and nice snacks. Okay, thanks for joining us for this episode. It's a true honor to have you on board with us today. We are so excited to learn a lot more about your journey and also the perspective about rewards and performance. But before we move on, before we dive any further, we would like to get to know you a little bit. Would you want to share a little bit with about yourself to the audience?
Okay. Sure. So it's like an interview now. Uh,
Yeah, like something
um,
that they may not really know, something that Sharon didn't say.
sure. I didn't take my SPMs. I went to high school in the US. I came back
Oh,
and joined Uni 10. I was doing mechanical engineering. So really different than what I'm doing today. But that, of course, doesn't matter what you study. Your career is your career. Um, I started as an entrepreneur, and then later I joined a training company, NBO leadership. After that's when I started to be involved with the HR and later Conferry, as you mentioned just now. Was a rewards consultant. My boss was also a former engineer, so he liked to hire former engineers to because all these rewards are like money and numbers driven and trends and such. So that's the reason why I got into the reward line. And since then, I've been doing this day in day out, rewards, performance. Other than that, personal life, married with two kids, living in Nampang, Selangor, which is nearby to my office. My office, LTAT, is just in the Golden Triangle, nearby Pavilion and all that, so I can walk over. So it's pretty nice. Yeah. Anything else you want to know about me? I think that's my summary. I think.
interesting. From engineering, become a com and band specialist. Wow, this is something really did something different, difficult to find. Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
so Ajit. We don't want to know his hobbies or his skeletons in the
Hobby.
closet. Those juicy stuff.
Oh, I don't know whether juicy or not, but I'm a scuba diver. I love doing that. Maybe a few times a year.
Scuba diver. Wow.
Yeah. Um, what else?
Where do you scuba dive? Have you gone to Sipadan?
I have. It
Oh,
was
you
last year actually. Yeah. So I'm part of an NGO. I'm president of the Yachts Forum alumni. That's a separate thing that I'm also doing, president of it. So we had a CSR in Kota Kinabalu. Then sambil minum air orang kata, went and saw Sipadan, and I have to say I've dived a lot of places. Sipadan is really the best place I've ever dived, and the hype is real. It's really world class lah. If you are Malaysian and you are a scuba diver, you have to go to Sipadan. It's heavenly.
so nice. As you're talking, I'm fantasizing underwater. So I'll
Yeah.
be back from underwater after you all are done. Bye. I'm leaving. Well, all right. Hey, thanks for that, Zain. I mean, I used to scuba dive also, but I just got a bit afraid recently, so haven't done it in a while.
I see.
Uh, yeah, I'm scared. I was very scared of the water, the sea previously. And I fought my fear and started swimming first. And then after that, learned how to scuba dive. And yeah, I think I just got to get over that fear again by going for discovery. Anyways, we've got new friends joining us. Hi Arina, hi Jasmine, hi Ishwari. Welcome to the show. Lovely to have you guys here. All right, I let me just introduce a little bit about the topic today. When we talk about rewards, right? Rewards refers to any benefits, recognition, or compensation. It's not just money, like Ajit was saying. Deepawali is around. Wonder what we're going to get. Oh, that reminds me, Zain.
Hmm.
Any surprise rewards for Deepawali at your place so far?
We don't have many Hindus, probably 3 or 4 of them only. But we always take them out for a special lunch lah. So I think
Oh,
we're good for this time around. We're gonna bring them to I think no, I can't remember the name. Yeah, but normally that's what we do. We just take them out, have a nice lunch with the CEO, CFO,
wow.
yeah, all of them are there, and so it's a nice opportunity for them to even get interact with the leaders.
Yeah, that's an amazing reward too. So rewards like this are given to employees in return for their performances and contributions that supports the organization's goal. When we talk about things like rewards, most people instantly think of, like salaries, bonuses and promotions, but really, is that really enough today? So that taking them out for a meal is actually a very nice touch. Giving a box of murku, it's a nice touch, because this are all is like we're remembering them, appreciating them, and saying that little small thank you for the amount of contribution that you put in. So today we're diving into the heart of rewards and performance in HR. So shall we begin? Are you ready with for the first question, Zain?
I hope so. Yeah.
You're panicking. You're panicking the poor guy, Shireen.
No, I'm not. We're having a fun, casual conversation. So, Zain, how do you link rewards and performance? Must they be tied together?
Yes, of course. Like you don't give duit raya to kids who didn't show up to your raya open house, right?
Mm,
So yeah, rewards and performance, they are just like I can say like nasi lemak and sambal. You don't eat them separately. They go really well together. So you can't really you have to link it. But not every reward must be tied to performance, I must say. Sometimes, like you mentioned just now, the reward may just be just to say thank you or I see you, like acknowledging your staff. Those are kind of like non-monetary rewards that you can apply. So the answer is yes. If you want to drive results, performance must be the anchor. You have to be linked together with the rewards.
mm. All right. Thank you for that.
Interesting. Okay,
Mm.
bring me to our next question. Okay, from my experience, have employee expectations around reward and performance changed over the years?
Again, the answer is yes. It's very much changed. Back in the day, yeah, we all of us, I don't know, are we all the same age? We were really happy with just a steady paycheck, and normally our friends or family, they are loyal to one company their whole lives or their whole career. Nowadays, not so much lah. Employees nowadays want purpose. They want
Mm.
flexibility, mental health days. That's a Gen Z thing now, and the most important thing, a boss who doesn't WhatsApp you at midnight lah. So that one is the reality for today. So yeah, expectation has evolved, and rightly so. We are dealing with a new generation that values meaning over money, but I must say, still they want the money lah. So yeah, it's evolved, but that's still the key thing.
Mm. So not to message at midnight, right? You say for the bosses not to message at midnight. 11:59 can ah? I'm just joking. Talking about mental health
Yeah.
just got me thinking back about what happened yesterday at the school in Bandar Utama. Oh my
Oh
god, so
no, yeah, sad story.
yeah, I mean, don't know what went through his mind that he had to do that, but yeah, oh my goodness. So when you mentioned mental health, it just brought back the thoughts of that. All right. Is it true that salary and bonuses no longer carry the same motivation weight they once did?
So yeah, let's be honest. Money still talks lah. I mean, I mentioned this just now, so I'm just repeating that again. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not the only voice in the room. It's like okay, I'll give you another example. Like a rock band. The salary is still the main singer. He's the front man. But you still need the musician at the back, the guitarist, the drums, and the piano. So this is going to be like the recognition. Just now, as I mentioned just now, recognition, growth. How if they get promoted or not, and then like work-life balance, like not getting WhatsApp at night, weekends, tak kacau. And all this is to make the whole sound good. So if you only rely on just annual bonus to motivate, you'll end up with a team that's only excited once a year. Time bonus, everybody excited. But rest of the year back to normal BAU, no motivation, no extra motivation, and some even resign the day after receiving their bonus. I know because I've done that too. So so it's the reality. Bonus is just short term. It's not the long term fix.
Mm.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, before we move on further, we would like to ask the audience to do share your thoughts on whatever we have discussed. So far, we have discussed about things like reward is important. We talk about not only focus on rewards but also on mental health. We talk about value over money. We also talk about how a reward plays a role to motivate. So if you have any thoughts about around these topics, do share with us. Or if you have any questions that you would want to put forward, also please do share with us. Okay, that brings us to our next question. Are non-monetary rewards such as work flexibility and mental health support essential or a privilege?
All right. So this is like becoming a real issue ever since COVID, MCO is on. So in Malaysia lah, we used to think working from home was like cuti-cuti. We don't do the extra bit lah when we work from home. Now today after MCO, it's like it's survival lah. I mean, you're gonna have to be able to do it because you're trying to manage or juggle a few things same time. So in a way, to your question, these non-financial rewards no longer luxury lah, essential. It's very essential, and it's happening in all the companies. They have some form of policy about this flexibility.
Mm.
Um, and all these things back to what Shirin also alluded just now, the mental health. Like you everybody needs some Zeus coffee, right, in the morning. So it keeps you going. So if we treat that as a privilege, we risk burning out our people lah, actually. Dulu it happened, and I can attest a lot of people burn out lah. So now that we have this realization, we can do something about it. So if companies they are like stubborn and they don't want to do this, you know what? Another company gonna dangle that carrot, and then they're gonna pinch your best people. So
Mm.
that's the risk that you run. You still can do it without all these non-financial elements, but some others are way ahead if you are the ones who are resisting to the change.
Mm. That's interesting. Yeah, you lose all your talents, can. But I also noticed in the marketplace recently, right, that a
Mhm.
lot of organizations are bringing back their people into a full time work schedule back again. Mm,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that one is on in the response of like some people are abusing the privilege or essential thing that they've been given. So that's why I think if for me, we have to be more have more integrity lah in how we use this so-called benefit, because once one person doesn't show up, went to the movies or really like slept in or something, and then like the management have no more justification to allow it, that doesn't help. Like HR trying to push this kind of benefits or policies that can help everybody, but just because of one rotten egg, then you already spoil the rest. So yeah, so even like I think I saw what you just mentioned, even Microsoft Teams, they are one of the ones that actually their tool, we use it for work from home, right? But they themselves have called back their staff to work from office. So, and I think that's in the response of like some bad seats actually trying to take advantage of something that's supposed to be a good thing.
Yeah lah, those the bad apples spoil it all for everyone, right? What they say, what rosak susu sebelanga, what's that?
Nila setitik rosak
Nila setitik.
Ah,
Nila setitik.
Setitik nila
exactly.
rosak sebelanga susu something.
Itulah, one drop and that's it. It just destroys everything, kan? If everyone learns how to work better in that way, because I find actually work from home is a good thing because you don't get stuck in traffic. You can start a little bit earlier, you can end a little, and you're not tired. You're not
Yes.
tired because traffic jam actually drains you out, I find.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
your kids have to be quarantined, cannot go to school. At least your work can still go on. Some things are still pending and in urgent, but you
Yeah,
can manage it better if you're at home lah, kan?
correct. You can still oversee and you're still doing your work. I mean, you don't need to be like 24/7 next to the child there to make sure everything is okay. As long as you're there and they need you, yeah, like you say, if they are sick. So yeah, that's so true. So I find the flexible work thing, it's actually more of a reward, kan?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I have another question. I
Go
tend to
ahead.
be a lot today. Can you share ways to ensure reward for performance is fair and transparent? How do you actually do that?
Okay, so this is the million ringgit question, so I have to charge you after this. I'll send my
Okay.
invoice.
Send your bill. Bukit 35.
So I think this what other HR practitioners, they know this, and but it's good to repeat it, I guess. So first you need clear KPIs, not the kind that changes every time your boss have a new idea, get teh tarik with his boss, his CEO or something, and then get new idea. Suddenly they change the KPI. So yeah, first need to be clear lah from the get go. I think everybody in the audience, especially those in corporate, they already heard of SMART goals, right? Like SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. This is very important actually to have this written in a clear manner, because once you have alignment with management and subordinates, then you can ensure the fairness and transparency, which is your question lah. Okay, so secondly, is the communication aspect lah. Need to be open and try to be have it like all the time lah, I guess. Sometimes it's just beginning of the year when you set the KPI, and then end of the year you meet again to see whether you hit the KPI or not lah, the assessment lah. That's not the good practice lah. It's better if you meet every quarter or every month or even like every week, just to be on the same page, just to make sure everything is fair, transparent, and open. So, and then the other thing is, the third one is use data. I mean, not just gut feel. Sometimes managers, they just rasa-rasa, and so very up to interpretation. You and your subordinate might be far apart. They think of it in a one way, and you yourself, you are expecting a different thing. So then there's no alignment lah, tak jalan lah. So the last one, number 4, you need to train managers to be consistent. Managers, when they go throughout their career, they grow in their career, they probably know what to do, but actually they are not trained sometimes to be the one who manages others. So that's where HR and training providers play their role. Give them some knowledge so that they can play their role effectively. So fairness is just like goreng pisang lah. Everybody wants a piece, but it must be evenly spread lah to everybody. Everybody needs to have one. And ultimately, if unfairness happens, it leads to a toxic culture lah. No one wants to be part of it, and then people start jumping ship lah. So yeah, to your question, these are some of the ways you can keep performance fair and transparent.
I really like your analogies, how you describe goreng pisang lah, nasi lemak dengan sambal lah. Ayo, it's
Rock
so
band
good.
lah,
I think
key
you're
singer
hungry,
lah, macam.
Cakap lah.
Kan?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I didn't want to, because I didn't know who joined us just now. It says a LinkedIn user, that is Farhan. It finally appeared on my phone. He says, pay attracts, culture retains. That's very true, isn't it?
Only at the beginning lah, when somebody you interview somebody and you offer them, and you attract them to join. So you give lah the 20% or 30% increase from their current salary, so they will come. But if the culture is toxic and so on, even with that big bump in the beginning, it doesn't matter anymore. They will jump lah. You need to give them a reason to stay, but not to look out. I mean, normally people will still look out, but they will hold what they have in the company dearly. I think this is very underrated. This is very important.
Yeah lah. A good culture.
Now the new buzz is the purpose. There must be a purpose of why I'm here. When you speak to the younger generation, they keep asking us back. So, what is your purpose, Ajit, being in FGV? I had this question being asked to me by the younger generation. I was like, okay, interesting. So I think very important. Culture plays a very important role. So getting them in is just the beginning, it's the tip of the iceberg. And getting them to stay and deliver, that would be another challenge. So the purpose needs to be very clear. People need to know why are they there, how are they playing a role, how does their work matters, and that indirectly comes out from your rewards. So if your rewards on the right tone, then these messages will also be there. People could see that as well. So many companies fail to do that as well. Okay, very good. Let's move on to our
The purpose really amplify the reason why they're there. I can
Exactly.
share being in Lembaga LTAT, Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera. Our purpose is like way off the charts. I feel like, for me, I'm just sharing my own personal view lah. I feel so enamored and motivated to get to work, do my job, because I know the client that we're serving are the military. So LTT is like a EPF, but the contributors are the military, the Army, Navy, and Air Force. So I know these are the ones who are our heroes, and they are risking their lives to protect our nation. LTAT is there to help them be sustainable in terms of their finances. Once they retire early. For your info, they retire around like 40, 44 like that. Then they have to go to another job. But LTT is here to ensure they are taken care of lah. Once they can't fight, because I think after 40 plus tak boleh lawan lagi lah kan. So you have to change with the new younger generation. But yeah, to your point again, purpose is the reason why I'm so excited to do what I do on a daily basis.
Very good. I totally concur. And then very good to hear that you are doing something that is very purposeful and meaningful to you as well. Okay, that brings me to another question, diving a little bit deeper when it comes to culture and performance. Should the performance appraisal process capture the behavior of an employee?
Definitely, yeah. You can't just measure output without looking at how it was achieved. Like this is an example. You let's say your KPI is to sell 100 cars, and so you achieve that. But you did it by pushing your team like over the weekends and at night, or you doing it like the toxic behaviors. You still hit the 100 cars you sold, but how you did it matters, and that actually impacts your team, your organization. Itulah. So it's just like okay, this is another simile lah. So she didn't mention just now. I like that. So I look at it like a Bollywood movie lah. So even if you hit, you manage to get the girl or something, but you're the villain. So that's not really success lah. You did it not so
I don't know where you come up with this. But good. Fantastic.
behavior is just like how behind the what. It's just like
Yeah.
okay, another example lah. Let's say you're in the Master Chef. When you're judging Master Chef, the taste matters. But also the presentation. The taste matters, but so does the presentation. You need to make sure it look interesting to eat. So okay, so I'll share some bit of my experience. In some companies I've worked with before, we implement this thing called 360-degree survey assessment. So this is part of their performance appraisal. Some places they don't do this. So when we add in this, then we can look at capturing the data for behavior lah. So I'll summarize it in this way. So everybody will be assessed by people around them holistically. So it will be assessed by the manager, some of their peers, and also a few subordinate. Maybe sometimes a few clients as well. So you have data from everybody, 360. So this is the one that we can find the insights in terms of how they deliver what they achieve. So like they sold 100 cars, but how did they deliver? Was it like pushy? Was it like cutting corners, things like that lah. So the things that you want to see is sometimes like it's normal, I guess. People, they manage up very well. They manage their boss. They layan the boss and everything. But in their subordinate, maybe not so good. So this is where we can see from the 360 assessment. You can see holistically what's going on actually for this person. And if you link it to performance, make it as a part of it, then people would then have to adjust, adapt to the way the company wants you to behave. I think you guys all have like core value or statement. I mean, all those things, right? So the 360 normally is to align to that. Make sure you are following the values that the company sets out to do.
All right, that's an interesting one. All right, I've got a question. Not really question. I want to ask the audiences if you have any questions or any personal experiences or any villain in Bollywood stories you want to share regarding today's topic. Please feel free to comment at the comment section below. Zain, thanks so much for so much of insights all this while. Someone has a question. My team just reposted it there because I think it came out in the Facebook. If performance appraisal is not going so well, do you think it will affect the rewards and bonus?
Yeah, so I think this, again, I might get the question wrong, but anyway, correct me. But I think if performance appraisal not going well, that's actually part of the process lah. It will affect the reward, the bonus. Those who are deemed non-performers, normally you do not reward them with bonus. Those average, maybe you can get the average bonus, but those who didn't perform, probably zero, because you don't want to give the wrong message. If that person not performing and you still give them some kind of bonus, maybe a smaller bonus, maybe like half month or 1 month, it's still like signaling to them that whatever you did is okay. So for me, I subscribe to if you didn't perform, then it's zero lah, no bonus. Then the way we try to coach you out of that non-performance, we go through this thing called PIP, Performance Improvement Plan, and I think everybody also aware of that. So once you are not performing, you always normally will be in that program. So that's the objective of PIP. I guess one of the outcome is like people being let go lah, termination as well. So that's the negative part of it. But actually, the positive is to, like what it says in the name, performance improvement plan. How to get you from non-performance to average at least lah. So if you in the 6 months or in 1 year, you can move into the performing group, then the next year you will get the bonus lah, like everybody else. So these are all the levers in performance appraisal that you are using to manage your people. Yeah, I hope I answered the question. I need more context lah, I guess, to give a better answer.
I believe you did. All right. Being a training provider, right? So this just came to my mind. I talked to a lot of people. So at one time, this client brought this up to me. Shireen, I've got so many managers, but there's this one manager. Every year, every time, apparently the staff all at top rating. Tapi then come and complain to HR about some of the staff. Then when they went to talk to the manager very empathetic. So give everyone rating. So everyone dapat bonus.
They want to be the top lah.
Yeah, so depending on the manager too lah. So I say perlu training lah. You need to guide the person
That
coach.
doesn't help lah actually. That's one of the trait that not so good for the organization. You are actually trying to play safe, and you want to be seen as the good guy. If anything, that's why when sometimes HR get blamed lah. Ini low perform ni HR yang kasih, bukan I. Whereas he's the one he or she is the one complaining, right? So we are aware. So when we do the calibration, and then so this is where HR performance people have to be firm lah. You know all these complaints coming from the manager, but during the like you said just now, they gave everybody average or something. So when you do calibration, knowing that the information behind the scene, you have to push back. You have to challenge. Wait a minute, you told me last time this person cannot pakai, and then suddenly you still give every. Those are the conversations that you have to have with your business lah. So sometimes it's human nature. I think they want to be seen as the good guy. So unfortunately, that's not good for the organization, because then everybody else will see that person tak perform but also got average, also got bonus. I don't need to push so hard lah. My benchmark is lower that person, so I'm gonna now behave as that person. So it's more relaxing. I can have more time to do other things. So you don't want to have that kind of situation.
Yeah, calibration does help. Calibration does help.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. How can HR balance between offering attractive rewards and maintaining business sustainability?
Okay. So another example that come to my mind when you ask that question is it's like budgeting for a wedding. You want it to be grand lah, but you also don't want to makan Maggi for the next 6 months. So you have to be realistic. Okay, so that's the point. So HR professionals, the reward professionals, they need to align with the business goals. Offer what's meaningful lah. Don't be too gung ho and flashy. Like I mentioned just now, thank you note, or maybe like give them development opportunity. Go for training in overseas or something like that. They can be more powerful than just a cash payout. So in my experience as a rewards practitioner, I need to be friends with the finance operation so that I can be aware if how the company is doing, and what would be a realistic figure to propose for the rewards and so on. So these people are on the ground, and they are aware whether this year is good year or bad year. So that would be my tip on how to be aware of what's sustainable.
All right. Ajit, there's a question from Adeline. You want to?
Adeline Yong is yes. Okay, if all got bonus, that's the failure of PMS system. It's a remark, like probably a remark.
It's a statement, right?
Yep. I think well said, well put. If you have a
Yeah,
PMS system, then
bonus and also increment as well. If the one
Mm,
who didn't perform get increment, that's also a failure of PMS
mm,
system. Yeah.
yeah. Agree, agree.
true.
Okay, that brings us to our next question. Thank you, Adeline, for that comment. Rewards are given based on performance, but many managers lack training in giving effective feedback.
Mm,
So then, of course, it doesn't reflect. Huh? So, what's the best way to fix this skill gap? I mean, of course, train them, but
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
how? What other thing can we do beyond that?
Yeah. So this one send them to Shirin lah, to Compass Mind Asia. Go for like a difficult conversation training, feedback
mm,
101. Yeah.
mm,
Or maybe attach a coach with a coach with the managers lah. Malaysians, being Asians, we are generally polite lah. We all like don't want to say the bad things, and we avoid all the tough conversation. It's more like segan, and maybe it's more a respect thing lah. But feedback ni macam like getting an injection lah at clinic. It stings lah, but actually very necessary, to make sure things are healthy and so on. So I've seen like training, like they have like all this role playing session. They pretend to be in a tough conversation, or maybe coaching, and like there's also some simple frameworks that you can apply, or maybe you can share with your managers. The one I like the most is the start, stop, continue. So
mm,
start, stop, continue is you deal with your subordinate, and then you tell them what are the things that you need to start. They haven't been doing it, but please start doing these things. Okay, and then stop. So whatever thing that's wrong that they are doing, unnecessary or not effective, these are the list of things to stop, and then continue. So this is where you reaffirm that what they're doing is good. And so these are the list of things to continue. So this one, just a simple one. We don't have to deep dive. It's just start, stop, continue. So all these things is just to make sure that your subordinate or managers and their team, they don't make assumptions lah. I mentioned just now, right? They one person assume like this and the other person assume like that, so nobody meet the expectation. So actually, like buang masa, buang karen now, kata in Malay.
mm,
So this is very important to have that exposure to managers who are maybe new. Some of them are new. They just first time having a team. Need to tell them like, please be more specific lah. You don't just put in
Agree.
the comments, need to improve. You need to say need to improve what, not just need
mm,
to improve.
yeah.
So like you just have a very blanket statement. You need to improve. Then you don't know lah. You just improve something that you yourself think is the problem, but actually may not be the issue in the first place.
Mm, all right. Yeah, that's true. In fact, in our uh, training also, we always teach about having difficult conversations, right? Whether you avoid or you accommodate or you compromise or you collaborate. I think there's
Mm.
one more. Yeah. But we have another
Yeah.
question from, it says a LinkedIn user here. Which is better, team bonus, where everyone in the project gets bonus based on the time spent, regardless of their performance, versus individual performance bonus?
Okay, so my answer is it's a hybrid. So you have to put some education for the team bonus, but you also have to have the individual component, because some individuals, when they know it's a team based, they what do you call it, they are riders lah. I think if you remember time during the university times, when you do a project, there will be
Mm.
riders, and suddenly everybody gets an A lah. Even the guy who just go and get the teh tarik and then come and buy you food, they don't really write anything or do the slide or even present. They just riders. So that's the problem with if you do the team bonus. So to the question, my answer is have to make it a hybrid. There is a component for team bonus, but they also might have to be an individual. So the riders shouldn't only get the team one only lah. The individual, they probably don't get anything lah. Because and that one have to be based on the feedback from the leader of the project.
That's true. That's true. Kojit, you have probably a lot of experience on this also. You want to share your answer for this too?
I think performance, like what Zain said, is precisely, you need to do per team and also individual. But I would take one step behind. I also would probably put up a very structured way of paying bonuses and increments. So there'll be many elements in my bonus over how is the company doing, how is the department doing, how is the and how is the individual doing. So in that way, you tend to narrow down many problems. If the
Mm.
manager is not able to communicate so well, then that element is just a small element. It doesn't play an impact into the whole performance rating. I saw this in my career mostly implemented in the American-based
Mm.
organizations. Wherever I work, the American have a very structured way of paying bonuses, rewards, and whatever not. So by year end, Shirin, if you are working for an American company, you roughly know I'm at the 80 percentile or I'm at the 70 percentile. And what is not decided yet is because the EBITDA is not out yet. So you have all these things, and you roughly know, where am I, how am I going to be doing, and that will also encompass whether it's very in team impact, individual impact, if efforts. So it breaks down into so many components. It's so detailed, so that
Mm,
everybody has control over their own performance, and they also know they don't need to go back to HR, or it's not like a crystal ball,
Mm.
mirror on the wall. What's our bonus this year? 2.1, 3.1. No. So I
mm,
think trolling mechanism does play a role.
Mm.
I don't know. I think Malaysian companies are a little bit shying away from these elements, the transparency, but the Americans are very open. They have a very
Yeah.
transparent format. No? So I
Yeah.
think that probably may help in
That's a
in
culture thing lah. Yeah. Americans very
yeah,
direct.
yeah.
yeah. Zain, you want to add anything on to that?
I think he covered quite a lot of it already. So
Yeah. Both of you have covered very depth in that. I hope we've answered our LinkedIn users' question. Doesn't seem to come out on my phone who this LinkedIn user is. So I move on
Okay.
to the next question. Thank you so much for those really, really in-depth answers. Do you think, Zain, the annual performance review model is outdated? How often should the performance review be done? Because previously you mentioned just now, we have a once a year, which is
mm,
really not effective anymore. So quarterly is good, but can you go more in depth on that?
yeah, I mean, if you only do it at the beginning and at the end, in between, there's no course correction.
Mm,
Say if you're doing something wrong, your boss didn't tell you that you did wrong, then at the end you get the wrong thing lah. So yeah, I mentioned this earlier lah.
mm,
It shouldn't be just a once a year thing. You need more frequent check-ins. Do it quarterly, monthly, even weekly lah for some teams. It's just like topping up your car petrol lah kan. Regularly you top up, then you can keep things moving lah. If not, then it's gonna fail half of the way. So to your question, maybe I wouldn't say it's outdated. The performance review module is correct lah. It's just that it's not being done more religiously or more structured way to make things more effective. You cannot just depend on one in the beginning and one at the end. That's not enough.
mm. It's a 1 year doing the wrong thing over and over again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All
And
right.
keep the feedback proactive, not reactive. And when you
Correct.
do year end, it's all reactive. Damage done, then
Yeah.
you go and tell them.
Too late to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. It makes no difference. Okay, wonderful. Well said. Then I like the answers. We unearthing a lot of comments and a lot of things about performance. Okay,
Mhm.
um, can you share probably a creative method for managing rewards and performance that you have done in your organization?
Okay. I have something that we are working on right now with my team. So by the end of the year, LTAT, we plan to give out this thing called My Hero Awards. So this one is to recognize those who quietly make things happen behind the scene. So and how we administrate this, and this is the cool part lah, is by leveraging our current HRMS app. We have the mobile phone app. So employees, we allow them to thank or recognize other colleagues anywhere in the business. They give them each other digital badges like idea dynamo or support good support, things like that. So and this thing, I think the concept come from like when you play, I don't know, like for me, I'm a gamer, I guess. So when I play PlayStation PS5, when I hit a certain milestone, I get a badge. It's achievement unlocked, a cool sound, so it feels good. So this thing is the concept behind it. But once we tally up the numbers, nanti we have the annual dinner or the last town hall. We will then give out some prizes to those who have consistently show all these good things in the company. So that could be something that everybody else can copy paste It's kind of like a good thing to do.
Yeah, fantastic.
So you're gamifying, In fact,
Yeah,
Ajit, I was going to ask
very
you.
very interesting. You know what? Talking about this, 15 years ago in TNT Express, I received an iPad, mini iPad, and an annual dinner. Surprisingly, for doing something like that, there was some star thing going out, and I apparently had some number of stars, and I got a mini iPad. No, it was a pleasant surprise, Sherin. I think this is a wonderful thing then that you're doing. It's nailing the nail right on the spot. It really motivates people, and it drives behavior, it drives culture. In the organization. Yeah, fantastic.
And you see 15 years later, it's still fresh in your mind. The way you're saying
you
it,
go.
like of excitement and happiness that you actually got it. So
Yes.
that's
And that
very
iPad is so precious to me till today. Till today, it's so precious to me.
wow. That's so nice. So guys, you see how that little things really make a big difference, So if you guys have any, I mean, our audiences, if you have any a special way that you all are implementing in your organization, do share it out with us. So in fact, I have to say, you guys have been a wonderful audience. But you know what? We're approaching to the end of the session for the day. I didn't realize it's 1:58 already. It doesn't feel like the
Yeah,
one
time
hour has passed
you're having
by.
fun.
Yeah, because it's never a serious discussion in HR TV, although we call it serious discussions. Well, we would really like to thank you so much, Zain, for such an insightful session, and most of all, like I say, this serious discussion today. We really, really like to thank
Yeah.
you, right? Mm.
Yeah, thank you
Before
so
we
much.
end,
Oh,
before
before
we
we
end,
end.
is there any ways that the people or the audience today or anyone could reach out to you? Should they have any further questions or would they want to know more?
Yeah, add me on LinkedIn. That's probably the professional one. I also have my TikTok and Instagram. It's just my full name, Zain Azrai Zaaba. You can follow me and reach out, or
Okay.
just send me a message.
Oh,
So thank you so much, Shirin and Ajit. I like this interaction. It's very good. I think just to my last words, just give your people some purpose, some growth, some respect. Celebrate all the small wins. Listen to them, and then one last tip I want to share, and I think my staff who are also listening in probably can attest to this. Don't underestimate the power of have a good lunch. Just go to the mama. Ours is Q Bistro in Bukit Bintang. So just hang out together. A lot of things can be settled just by relationships.
Very well
absolutely.
said. Very well said. Excellent.
Totally agree. We have one of the audience saying, "Oh no, finish already."
Episode 10.
Never mind, we have more
Up by
coming
the
up.
hour. Up by the hour. I need to work now.
Yeah, Ajit, you want to finish it off?
Yeah. And the wrap up. Okay. Before we move on, we would like to take this moment to wish everybody who are celebrating Deepavali a very good Deepavali, and thank you for being a lovely audience. We had such good interactive interaction today. Bye bye, and we see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Happy Diwali.